Hi guys, welcome to your pick a card reading. Today we're going to be doing a reading on who you were in a past life. So if you're ready, I will post the timestamps below in the description box, and let's look at the crystals. Make sure that when you are picking your pile, that you pick a pile that you feel drawn to the very most and not picking with your eyes. Pick with your gut instinct. We have pile number 1 right here with the sunstone. We have pile number 2 with the selenite. And we have pile number 3 with the amalekite. If you need to pause the video, go ahead, take a minute to meditate on the cards. I'll give you a second to look at the cards and see what your intuition is calling to you the very most, and I will see you in the reading. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the pile number 1, then this is your reading. We're going to be starting out with rolling the dice to get some more information on what zodiac sign you might have been in a past life, or what energy was most predominant in your past life. So we're going to start out with rolling the astro dice right here. And we have Leo. I like to roll 3 times. Sagittarius, and Scorpio. All right, starting out with this, we have a 4-card spread. We have the 8 of Cups, we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, and the Moon card. So welcome Leo, Sagittarius, and Scorpio. If you don't have any of those signs, that doesn't mean that these messages aren't for you. Remember, this is a past life reading, so that represents more of the energy that you were dealing with in the past life, or who you were. So since we got Leo, that indicates that you were probably someone of privilege, which also is indicated within the cards, with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. What I'm getting here is that you were somebody that was born into privilege. You had most of what you needed given to you in the beginning part of your life. You were somebody that was a little bit of a free spirit because of that, and you were made to feel like you shouldn't have a care in the world when you were younger, in your past life. But that was not the core of who you were. I don't see you as somebody that wanted to be born into a life of privilege. Not that anybody doesn't want to have a life of abundance. Think of it this way. You were a little bit of a rebel, of an outcast. You were somebody with a deep sea of emotions, and you felt like there was more to life than this hierarchical system that you were born into. And you, with this Page of Pentacles, were a very hardworking individual that wanted to break the mold and step out on their own and see what else the world had to offer. You were somebody with deep psychic intuition, and you probably still are. The way you know if a past life reading is connecting with you is if you start to see things that resemble who you are today. So in a past life, you were somebody with deeply psychic and intuitive. You had a deeply psychic and intuitive nature, and you cared a lot about people. You were big on helping people. And I think that there was something within your life that made you want to walk away from the riches and the luxury that you were naturally born into in your life. You wanted to step out on your own. You had your own perspective of things, and you weren't afraid to speak your mind. You had a deep intuition that led you to see things from other people's perspectives, that made you more caring than, say, other people that were in your family, and that made you stand out. It made you feel like you didn't belong in that family, and you felt the need to work very hard to make it on your own so that you didn't have to be under your family's thumb. You wanted to strike out on your own. You wanted to step out on your own and to help other people. And I see this being indicative within the other cards that I pulled that came up, as we have Shapeshifter, we have the Sun, and we have the Knight. Be brave and honest. Now, with each one of these, it is indicating to me that you are somebody that shines light in the darkness. Just like we rolled the dice and we pulled Leo and Sagittarius. Those are both fire signs, and that represents energy that likes to strike out on their own, that does not like to go with the crowd, that likes to do things on their own, that is very independent. And I see you being born into a system that you didn't feel free, that you didn't have much independence, and you were a very, very free spirit. You were a free spirit that had unique gifts and a unique talent for seeing into people and reaching into their soul. It's almost like you could look into other people's eyes and understand their life story, which might have made you an empath, but during that time you probably weren't recognized as an empath. You were probably just seen as strange or different, and because of this, you had a deep love for other people, and as you also had a deep love and caring for animals and for nature and for the spirit world, and I think you might still have a very strong connection to all of those things. And with the Knight, I see you as somebody that wanted to break out of the mold. It seems to me like you were born into, say, a tribe or an aristocracy or monarchy of some sorts. You were born into a place where your family was regarded as somebody very important, and you had to have the courage to step out of that. You did not want to be a part of that, which makes me think that it's had something to do with maybe corruption within the family, and that it took bravery, and it took bravery to be honest and to say what you really thought and to step out and to strike out on your own. And with the next cards I pulled, I have the Beloved and Fire Dance. And with these two cards, the Fire Dance talks about somebody that is very, very passionate, very, very fiery. We have a lot of fire energy with this reading. And this talks about somebody that has a lot of passion, and is not afraid to step out on their own. It's funny how the cards keep repeating themselves. The Fire Dance talks about somebody who is a little bit rambunctious, seen as kind of wild, kind of different, but is not afraid to celebrate that part of themselves, is not afraid to step into the strangest parts of themselves and be bold and dance with it. They're passionate about who they are. They're passionate about everything in life. And this is probably still a very strong part of you. And the Beloved talks about empathy. It also talks about the celebration of life. So I see you as somebody that was relatively happy in your last life, but also that doesn't mean that you were without problems or difficulties. But it seems to me that you were somebody that just kind of like a phoenix, you would rise up from the ashes and burn off all the hardships that you had been through. And you were the leader. You were somebody that decided to do things differently, look at things differently, and you led in your own way. You led in a way that other people didn't. You led from a place of your heart, because we had Leo with the dice. We have the Sun card, which Leo is ruled by the Sun. We have fire, and all of that represents the heart. You led with your heart, and it seems to me that you weren't afraid to. You led from the heart, and because of that, you were probably greatly beloved among your people, since you were born into a position of leadership. Now I'm going to pull a few more cards. We have the messages of Earth. We have the Two of Earth, a lot of Earth, and we have the Three of Air. What these cards are indicating to me is that a lot of your life felt like it was a balancing act. I don't see that you fully stepped away from your position of privilege, which makes me think that it was some sort of a monarchy, because it seems like it was intrinsic to who you were. I think you challenged the system and the order, which left you maybe feeling kind of alone. It left you feeling kind of alone, kind of rejected by your family. You might still feel that way within your family. It's like nobody really understood you or who you really were, and you always portrayed this person that was happy and the strong warrior attitude. The messages of Earth indicate that as well, that you had this warrior attitude about you, that you knew you were boss and you weren't going to step down from that. But even with all of that, you had a little bit of a hard time with the fact that your family never fully accepted you for who you really were. And it was a bit of a balancing act, because you were kind of the outsider, but still forced into being in this position of you were forced into a position of having to go against the norms, which you might currently be having to do again in this life, depending upon your past life karma. And the next card I have indicates that might be something that is going on for you with awakening. We have energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So in the past, you were that person that was a unique individual, and you are still the same soul, so you're still that person today. But I think that you were shunned in your family or your tribe or the monarchy, depending, this is a general reading, so this is a lot of messages. But with awakening, I think that you were shunned, and I think it left deep scars. You might have a Chiron in Cancer that indicates that you need to heal this part of you and to realize that you are loved and you are valued. you need to realize how valuable and how strong and how important you are, even in your strangest ways. I don't mean that in a bad way. Learning to embrace the things that are different about you, learning to embrace the things that are kind of maybe strange, or people might say are awkward about you or cringy, those are actually the truest parts of your soul. And those are the parts that you gained from a past life, that you brought forth, that you were forced to challenge traditions, that you were forced to do things in a brand new way that led to huge changes within, at least within your community back then. And I see that within this lifetime, you are currently awakening those same well, I want to say sparks, actually, those same sparks within your soul. And it's almost like it's rising from the ashes of your past life, that you are awakening this part of you that has been dormant, that maybe you've kept hidden, the part of you that is strange, the part of you that is different, the part of you that goes against the norm and sees things very different, the part of you that is psychic, the part of you that uses their intuition to see straight through people and to see straight through circumstances and can lead people to a better solution. Now, I always like to use guiding crystal cards to help you to illuminate, to help you to step into the energy of who you were in your past life. So for you, I have the citrine, and it says unnecessary. For you, I have the citrine, and it says unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worry by giving them to God. Healing and solution. And I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this. Rhodochrosite, I think is what it says. I'm not great with crystal names. And it says, be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. Yeah, it seems to me that what you went through in that past life was very traumatic. That you were a very sensitive soul that needed love. You were a very sensitive soul that was very unique and had a deep need for helping people. And I think you were maybe kind of hurt and shocked by the amount of rejection and suffering that you had to go through, because you were such a bright, happy spirit that just wanted to bring joy and happiness and fire and passion into life, and couldn't understand why other people had problems with seeing things differently, from a different perspective. And you carry these wounds within yourself. And I think if you tap into your past life energy, which is awakening now within you, it might bring up those old scars, but with the guiding words of the crystals, learn to be gentle with yourself. And there's no need to fear this. This is the lifetime where you get to heal those wounds, where you get to step into that same energy and embrace the unique, strange parts of yourself, because it's necessary. The world needs that. The world needs people who are different. The world needs people who are shocking, who are innovative, who are creative, and you are all those things. So embrace that part of yourself, and don't be afraid of the wounds. Don't be afraid of anyone that tries to stop you or tell you to back down in who you are, because this is part of your karmic progression, and it's necessary that you awaken these parts of your spirit. Well, that was your reading, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more readings like this. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Hi, pile number 2. We are going to be finding out information today on who you were in your past life. So I always like to start this with rolling the dice, the astro dice, to find out some of the energy on who you were in a past life. What was some of the guiding force? You might have this energy currently within your chart, or you might not. A good indicator is to look at your south node to see who you were in a past life. So let's see who we have here. We have Aries. We have Taurus. And we have Virgo. All right. Jumping right into your reading, we have the Nine of Cups. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Hermit. And we have the Strength card. So what I can see from this pile number 2, that in a past life you were a bit of a dreamer. You were somebody that always had their head in the clouds. You were a very creative person, and you liked to keep to yourself quite a bit. You were somebody that was not keen on, I would say, even though you were a dreamer, you weren't too prone to decadence. You weren't looking to escape anything, because the Strength card indicates somebody that is taming the wild beast. So you were somebody that was very strong in spirit. You had a very courageous heart, and you were always looking to the horizon. But you were a bit of a loner. You might have even been a monk with the Hermit card. You were somebody that like to keep their mind on more spiritual things, and you were somebody that liked to keep their mind on more spiritual things, and because of that, you felt torn between this world, between your worldly duties, keeping everything going within this world, and dealing with the spiritual world. And you felt kind of torn between two worlds within your past life. Now, I think the reason for that is because of the next cards that I pulled. I have Pleiades, which says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So you were most likely, or are most likely, from the Pleiades, and because of that, you have this otherworldly quality about you that makes it kind of hard for you to ground yourself into this reality, because your spirit comes from a higher plane. Your soul, your consciousness comes from some other realm. And so because of that, it's difficult for you to feel like as though you belong within this world. And with your already doing it, stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. This indicates to me that you were constantly torn in indecision, that you were somebody that tended to overthink things and had a very difficult time moving forward, probably because you were thinking probably because of your heritage as a Palladian. You see too much of the big picture, to the point that you almost felt torn by, well, what is the right option? And the next cards that I pulled indicate the same sort of message, that the Two of Air indicates somebody who is torn in indecision, that is trying to balance between what they think is the right option. And with the Ten of Fire, it's indicating to me, that you, with the Ten of Fire, it's indicating to me that you had just way too many things that you were seeing at once. Like, you were a very spiritual person that saw, you were a very spiritual and creative person, and because of that, you saw too many problems at once, and it kind of led you into a place where you felt kind of stale, kind of stuck and stagnant, and you came to a point that you kind of almost isolated yourself, and felt like you had to hide who you really were, because you felt almost like your mind was a battlefield for yourself, and that there was just too many ideas, you saw too much, you dealt with too much, and you were juggling all of these ideas, and it was difficult for you to see and illuminate what the right answer was. And I see that with earth element and companions, that you had within your, that you eventually have grown and evolved from this in your past life, that you have learned how to ground yourself and to figure out what it is you really want. But the trick is not losing that creativity. I see with the earth element that you were somebody that found the solutions from all the clutter that was in your head. And I see you as somebody that was a bit of an advisor, somebody that people were coming to asking for help on rather deep subject matters. And I see that the way that you got the answers was through connecting with the earth, connecting with nature. You might have been an astrologer in a past life. You might have been an oracle of sorts. Or somebody that others relied upon heavily, that they viewed you as a friend because you were so smart and you saw so many options, but you often felt torn by, am I giving people the right advice? Am I helping people and leading them the right way? And I see that you found in your past life that the way to gain the answers that you're looking for is through connecting with the earth, is through connecting with with nature. And you'll be able to guide people unto the answers that they need today if you learn to tap into that more. And I see that in your past life we have the shield maid, plans and focus. We have summer, bask in the joy and light. And we have spring, see your seeds grow. So you were definitely someone that was an advisor, somebody that others came to for help and for guidance. And with shield maidens, it makes me think that you were someone that was within the tribe or the community that was maybe a bit of a strategic advisor, somebody that probably had spiritual gifts, because back in the olden days it was the oracles with spiritual gifts that people would come to, that the leaders would come to help them with their strategic plans. And it seems to me that you were somebody that people would come to with, say, they were looking to grow their crops or grow their business, or to how do they gain victory in warfare. And you felt like you have such an incredible mind that you are able to see every angle of things, and also use your intuition. But you also felt incredibly burdened by this in your past life, which you might still be experiencing today. Maybe you're somebody that people always are looking to for advice, for help, for getting out of tight situations, and you probably still feel kind of burdened by it. But remember maybe to go back to the same solution that you found in your past life, which is we have a lot of nature cards here, And I think it's that connection with nature, with animals, with the elements, with astrology, with your spirit guides, with connecting with, just like when we rolled the dice, with Taurus, with that very earthy element that represents our natures. And when you connect with that, when you ground yourself, you are able to see the clearest path forward and help people in the way that you've been called to in this lifetime. Now, for your guiding crystals, for your guiding crystal card energies, I pulled the Tiger's Eye, and it says self-confidence through God confidence. Believe in yourself by believing God is working through you. And we have Tanzanite, if I'm saying that correctly. It says ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. And with these two guiding crystal cards, if you want to tap in to the lessons and the energy that you learned in the past life, these might be crystals that will help to amplify it, and they might be crystals that were important to you in your past life. But they are definitely crystals that will help you to amplify your self-confidence and your surety in yourself. Tiger's Eye is a great crystal for helping you to feel more confident, more assertive, more clear on what you want in this life, and more capable of standing your ground, even if you feel at times that that it might be challenged. And with the Tanzanite ready to love again, I think you are healing the wounds of the past, of stepping in to a place of more self-love and self-acceptance, and healing wounds that you might have acquired within your past life from feeling too bogged down, too overwhelmed with too many people wanting too much from you. And this lifetime is about growing in self-confidence and learning how to use all of that knowledge, all of that, how to use that amazing mind that you have and that great intuition in a way that you can see a clear pathway forward and advise people correctly, but not feel overly burdened by what other people need from you. All right, pile number 2, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you and you would like to see more readings like this. And please comment below with any thoughts or with any thoughts you may have, because I love hearing from you guys. I hope you have an amazing day and hope to see you in the next reading. Bye! Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. We're going to be looking at who you were in a past life and getting information on what your past life experience was like. Let's start out the reading by rolling the astro dice to see what zodiac signs and energies were most predominant in your past life. You might have some of these zodiac signs still within your birth chart today, but that doesn't mean that you have to. So starting out, let's see what signs were most predominant for you in your past life. We have Pisces. We have Scorpio. And we have Aries. You might have some of those signs within your chart. If you do not, that does not mean that this reading is not for you. So starting out with this reading, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Empress, we have the Three of Cups, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So I see within this reading that you are somebody that really loved to celebrate life. It seems to me like you were somebody that worked hard. You were somebody that wasn't afraid to go after what they wanted, and you were greatly pursuing wealth. You were pursuing money and abundance, and you were prosperous in this. You had a community of friends that you connected with, and you were somebody that you felt You were somebody that worked hard to take care of others. You were a loving person, and you enjoyed life. You celebrated life. You you worked hard at your craft. You probably had a lot of skill, and with the Empress, which is usually associated with Taurus, you were probably someone that was very beautiful, very admired, somebody that other people looked up to greatly, and you made it look effortless. You made it look like you were just like it was natural, like you were just born with it. And the same thing goes with your prosperity and abundance. You were somebody that worked very, very hard to achieve what they had in that life, but you made it look like it wasn't difficult at all. You were somebody that everybody looked up to and admired greatly, but you didn't loiter it over other people to make them feel bad. You shared with the community. You shared with your loved ones and with your friends. You also were somebody with peacekeeper, let go of need to be right, and wise one, grow within your current situation. This indicates to me that you are somebody that in this lifetime has great wisdom, and you use that wisdom to try and keep harmony among others. This is something that you gained within your past life. You were wise, you were wise, you were somebody that was a great negotiator, and that might very well have been your job. You might have been a lawyer, you might have been, and again, this is a general reading, so there's many options of what it could have been, but most likely you were somebody that used their wisdom to help create equality and peace among people, bringing two different sides, opposite sides together. And I see that this was very prevalent within your past life, that you were all about harmony and peace. With the Justice card and the Hierophant, you were somebody that dealt with the laws of that time period, and you were wise and stood above and tried to help people to see the side of to see the other side of things. You tried to bring justice to the downtrodden. You were somebody that was gifted with resources so that they could help others, and you did that with beauty, with grace, and with confidence. And with the Justice card, I see that you are somebody that worked very hard at this and maybe had a little bit of lack of balance within your life. Because of that, you felt like it was very challenging for you to balance your work life, your home life. You were somebody that had it all and had a tough time finding the balance, and you kind of felt maybe overwhelmed at times. And this is something that you probably are still going through in this lifetime, because in karma, we tend to have to deal with the same sort of lessons until we get it right. And with the cards, say no, postpone, and pause, and take a break. Life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. This indicates to me that while you were great at standing up for others, it was difficult for you to stand up for yourself. It was difficult for you to say no. You would work yourself to the bone. You had a hard time balancing everything because you had so much going on for you. You had friends. It seems to me like you had a family. You had a career. You had a position of prominence, and you were trying to help so many people that you were kind of burning the candle at both ends. And in this life, that's part of your karma of part of your good karma, that you've reaped a lot of good karma in this life from all the people that you helped in the past life. But you're still struggling with that issue of when to take a break and when to stand up for your needs and yourself, and realize that it's okay to realizing that it's okay to have time for yourself. That you don't always have to be constantly on the go trying to help other people. That sometimes it's best that people learn to stand up for themselves as well. That it's okay for you to say no at times. That it's okay for you to take a break and have me time. That it's okay and necessary as well. And I see with the water element and the chakra fairy that this is very crucial, because it's something that you left unfulfilled in your past life. With the water element, that you spent so much time helping and advocating for other people and trying so hard to take care of everyone else, that you felt like your emotions, your emotions, your needs were not nurtured. And that led to an energy imbalance within your soul that you carry with you today, that you're trying to heal, that you're trying to get past in this life. And the medicine for that is learning how to nurture yourself, is learning how to say when enough is enough, learning when it's okay to say no, and to, even if it's just little things, learning to assert yourself and say, I don't have to be the leader. I don't have to carry everything. That it's okay sometimes for other people to take care of things, and to learn how to receive. The water element is all about learning how to receive, how to nurture, and how to heal yourself. And this imbalance within your chakras seems to be, I feel like it's within your heart chakra, with the green, with the water element, that you feel like your emotional needs were not met. Even though you had a good life and you helped a lot of people and you have a lot of good karma in this life, you're still learning where to set boundaries and how to heal your heart and realize your value, that you are worth taking that time off, that you are just as important as anyone else. And anyone that does not allow you to have that time for yourself just is not a part of your karmic alignment. And your two guiding crystal cards that I have for you that will help you to step into this energy to help you in your karmic evolution more is the sapphire. It says, easy does it. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. And the garnet, it says purification and detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. So it seems to me like you really do have that chakra imbalance that came forth from a past life. And the way that you heal it is through learning to get in touch with nurturing yourself more and realizing that it's okay to not be the person that carries the heavy load all the time. It's okay to let other people take care of you once in a while, and you are important and you are worth it. And if you start to accept that within yourself, if you start to take time to nurture yourself, to nurture your emotions, to take some time for yourself and pursue what you want, pursue your dreams, and not always be trying to juggle things for everyone else, then you'll heal this past life imbalance in your chakras that you have, and you'll be able to step forward in your karmic evolution. I hope that this reading resonated with you. If it did, please give me a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments below how it connected with you and any further questions you have with it, because I'm very happy to hear from you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, guys.